Okay, so we're going to do question 6, January 2008 of the S1 paper. We've got some bags of popcorn. They're normally distributed with a mean of 200. We don't know the standard deviation, but we're given the fact that probably we're between 190 and 210 is 0.6. We're asked to find the median, the standard deviation, and the probability that x is less than 180. Well, first of all, the normal distribution's median is always the same as the mean because of the symmetry. There is no skew, and therefore the median is 200, right, the same as the mean. Now, we're given this information that being either side, well, being between 190 and 210 is 0.6. Now again, because of the symmetry, the gap from 190 to the mean is exactly the same as the gap from the mean to 210. So probabilities are going to be like this. So between 190 and 200 is 0.3. Between 200 and 210 is 0.3, giving us 0.6, that's because of symmetry. So this will be 0.2 as well that. So we can establish then that the probability that x is less than 210 would be 0.8, and we can use this information to find the standard deviation. So we know then that we can look up our z value for 0.8, and if you look into the tables, you'll see that the closest you can get to that, right, is, I'll show you the values, and for z equals 0.799, oh, sorry, it's the wrong way around. If we look up, the closest we can get to 0.7, that's 0.7995. So if you look up z, the value that will give us the probability of 0.7995 is 0.84. Okay, so we'll take 0.84. So z equals x minus mu over sigma. So z then is 0.84. X is 210 minus 200 all over sigma. So that will give me sigma equals 10 over 0.84, and that comes out at 11 point, I think it's 11.9. I'll just quickly do that on the calculator. Yep, 11.9. I'll just do that one, absolutely sure. 10 divided by 0.84, 11.9. So now we have the standard deviation. So the final part of the question wants us to find the probability that we're less than 180. Okay, so we've got 200 there, and we've got, well, that would be 220 there. So we need this bit here. Now that our z value will equal 180 minus 200 all over 11.9. We'll quickly calculate that. So that's 220 divided by 11.9. That gives us a z value of minus 1.68. So this is minus 1.68. So if we go up to 1.68 here, we can find the we can now apply that, no, sorry, we can just do this like this. So we've got our z value, so we can say minus 1.68, sorry, we look up the probability of 1.68 in the tables. So if I do that, we have look up 1.68 in the tables, and that gives me 0.9535. Okay, 0.9535, I'll just double check that as well. 1.68, yeah, 0.9535. So that means that probably all the way across there being less than 220, z value 1.68 is 0.9535. So if I take that away from 1, I'll get the probability that I require. That will be 0.0465. So that would be 0.0465, and the bit that we want here by symmetry would also be 0.0465. Oh no, that's our answer. So the probability then that x is less than 180 is 0.0465. Okay, so just to recap on that final question, we're asked to find the probability that we're less than 180. The z value that comes from 180, take away the mean over the standard deviation, is minus 1.68. We can only look up plus 1.68. That gives us a probability of 0.9535. That's to the left of the value. The area, the probability that we want, is equivalent to the right of the value, so we subtract 1 and we get 4.5, or just 4.65% above 220, and that by symmetry will be exactly the same as what we want, being less than 180. And that's that question complete.